and welcome to day 3 of the Yoga for 30 Days with me, Inga Bentley. So today we're going to take it a little bit more easy and a little bit more of a relaxing practice. It's not going to be as long as a practice, but it's just kind of to relax and calm. We had a tough practice yesterday for day 2, so we're just going to kind of take it easy. So we're going to get started laying on our back. So you're going to come flat all the way down to the back. And we're going to start with the knees bent, and I want you to walk the feet together. Now while the feet are together here, we're just going to open up the knees. So the soles of the feet are pressing together. We're coming to Supta Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose. So Supta meaning reclined, Baddha Konasana meaning butterfly pose. We're going to take one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart, and we're just going to close our eyes and begin to breathe. Starting to take deep breaths in through the belly and out through the mouth. The closer your heels are towards your sits bones, the deeper of a hip stretch you're going to get. The further away your heels are, the easier this pose is going to become. So it's all about what you're looking for today, whether it's to relax the hips, to open the hips, or just to kind of take it easy and rest. Starting to let everything melt away. The day, the week, the new year. Just breathing. Letting all thoughts go. And starting just to focus on the breath. So take a deep breath in. Exhale, release any tension you're holding in your hips. And maybe your knees drop open just a little bit more. If you feel any pinching pain in the hips, you can always walk those heels a little bit further away from your sits bones. Take 2 more breaths, long and strong. All right, start to activate that Ujjayi breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Starting to lengthen and strengthen. Let's bring our hands to the outside of our knees and slowly begin to press your knees together. We're going to draw the right knee into the chest, and we're going to start to extend the left leg long. We're going to flex both toes back towards your nose. Begin to pull that right knee into your shoulder, starting to open up that hip just a little bit more. And relax. Head, neck, and shoulders are relaxed down onto the ground. With your right ankle, we're going to begin to write your name on the ceiling. Awesome. Release that right knee. We're going to bring our left hand to the outside of our right knee. We're going to bring our right arm out. And all we're going to do is take a twist. So left hand, take a deep breath in. Exhale, begin to twist yourself across. Now your knee might make it all the way across. That's okay. It may not as well. Today my knee is not quite there. But it's more important to keep this right shoulder planted onto the ground than it is for your right knee to touch the ground. We're just taking it nice and easy. If you're looking for a little bit more, you can always take that left leg and wrap it around to give yourself a little bit more pressure. But again, make sure that right shoulder stays planted onto the ground. Twisting out the organs. Trying to open the chest, wake up the spine. All right, pull that right knee back into your chest. We're going to give it a little bit of squeeze, and then we're going to bend the left foot and plant it firmly onto the ground. We're going to grab onto the outside of the right foot, right elbows on the inside, and we're going to take half happy baby pose. So we're trying to press the foot firmly into the ceiling, and we're trying to pull the knee to the outside of the shoulder. It's a really intense hip stretch. Now, while you're here, your left foot can stay firmly planted down, or you can come onto the knife edge of that foot to get a little bit of a deeper stretch. It's all about where you want to go today. You can grab onto the outside of the foot, the inside of the foot, or peace sign fingers to the big toe. Keep the foot flexed back towards your nose. Awesome, and release. So plant that right foot now onto the ground. Begin to draw the left knee into the shoulder, into the chest. Begin to extend the right leg long. Flex both toes back towards your nose. With your left ankle, you can write your name once again on the ceiling. Focus on the breath, beginning to open and wake up that hip. Now, it's okay if your leg's all the way out here or all the way into your chest. Each person is very different. Each hip is very different. Head and neck relax down onto the ground. Awesome, and release. Right hand out to the knee, left arm extends. Begin to twist yourself across. Left shoulder stays planted down onto the ground. You can stay here or take that wrap and bring that knee all the way down. But that left shoulder should stay firmly planted. Continue to focus on the breath, not letting the mind become distracted. Awesome. Pull that left knee back into your chest. Bend the right foot. Grab onto the outside of that left foot, left elbow to the inside. You come onto the knife edge and then begin to draw that knee into the outside of your shoulder. Foot presses into the ceiling. Half happy baby. Sometimes this more gentle yoga can be a little bit more difficult. Not necessarily in the poses that we do, but with kind of our attention and our focus and our breath, and that's okay. The more loud that you breathe, you can use your breath as a tool, the easier it becomes to focus in the here and now and in the present. Awesome. Draw that left knee and the right knee into the chest. We're going to give ourselves a nice big hug. And then we're just going to pick a side and roll over. And we're going to press ourselves up to a tabletop position. So shoulders stack over the wrists, hips over the knees, feet are untucked. We're going to start with a puppy pose. So all we're going to do is begin to walk our hands forward. Our hips stay exactly where they are. You can walk your hands forward or back just a little bit more. You have to find kind of where you're comfortable. And all we're going to do is melt the heart. So it's a little bit of a back bend, but a big shoulder opener. While you're here, you can gaze at your thumbs, your forehead can come to the ground, or your chin. But the most important thing is that the toes are untucked, the hips are over the knees, and we're melting the heart. For our more intense pose, you're going to bring the chin all the way down to the chest, and then you're going to begin to walk the thumbs so they touch each other at the top of the mat. It's okay to stay up just a little bit more, but we're just melting the heart. Maybe you can relax the head down. Really spread the fingertips nice and wide. using the hands as support. Two more breaths. Awesome. Begin to walk the hands back. Let's come back to a tabletop position. We're going to chaturanga all the way down to the belly. So shift forward, squeeze those elbows, and keep that heart open. Toes stay untucked. We're going to come all the way down, and then we're going to prop ourselves up onto our elbows. So shoulders stacked directly over the elbow. Fingertips are spread nice and wide. Your hands are parallel to the side, so they're not folding in like this. They're parallel to the side. Fingertips spread nice and wide. This is our Sphinx pose. So toes untucked. Fingertips spread nice and wide, arms parallel to each other. See if you can bring the big toes to touch, and then let the heels open up, and then your gaze is just straight forward. All we're doing here is we're spreading our fingers wide. We're going to pull our chest forward, and then we're going to relax. This is great for if you sit all day, you stand all day. It's a great back strengthener as well as opener, and you get a mild back bend here. Continue to focus on the breath. If this is too much pressure in your belly, so if you've eaten a big breakfast like I just have, you can always take your bridge pose. So you're going to come down onto your back. Feet are going to be at hip distance, planted into the ground, and all we're going to do is just lift our hips. Focus on the breath. Letting go of all the sounds that surround you. Just trying to be present here and now. Today's practice is more of a yin focused practice, so we're holding poses for a little bit longer than we normally would in a vinyasa base class or a full base class. But it allows you to get a little bit deeper into the poses and just kind of to relax. Not focusing on intense exercise, but focusing more on the meditative aspects of yoga. Awesome. Come all the way down. And we're going to press ourselves up to a seated on our knees. If this is too much, you can always drop down. But what we're going to do here is we're going to tuck our toes underneath. We're going to take our hands to the ground, and we're just going to slowly begin to sit back. So you want to try to work the sits bones all the way back towards the heels. This should be an intense stretch underneath the tops of your feet. You can stay here with the hands onto the ground, or work the hands up onto the knees, and we're just going to sit here. This is broken toe pose. Awesome. Bring the hands back down to the ground. We're going to bring the tops of the feet down, and we're just going to try to sit down into the sits bones. Just taking a moment here to take a couple big breaths. We'll take a breathe. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. 2 options for Shavasana today. So you can just lay flat on your back, or you can find a wall or a window or something where we can prop up our legs. We're going to bring our hips all the way up against the wall. We're going to bring our feet straight up towards the wall. And we're going to start by flexing our toes back towards our nose. And then we're going to relax our legs. So your hip bones are as close to the wall as you can. And all we're doing is we're putting our legs up the wall. That's all this pose is called. You can bring your hands to your belly or maybe your hands spread out wide. If this is uncomfortable, you can always come flat on the deck for your Shavasana. Now this pose here will help, it's a mild inversion, so it's going to help drain the blood from the legs all the way back down to the heart. We spend so much of our time going from our head to our toes, and not necessarily our toes to our head. Also, if you're working on trying to touch your toes, 5 minutes of this pose every single day for 30 days, you'll be able to touch your toes in no time. It helps lengthen the backs of the legs. The closer your hips are to the wall, the more of an intense stretch you're going to get down the back of your legs. So let's end with 3 more big breaths. Take a deep breath in. Open the mouth. Deep breath in. Open the mouth. 1 more big breath. Relax, release, let go. Just let everything melt away. And go with the breath, the thoughts, the smells, the sensations, everything in the body. Try to let go of all movement. Sometimes the body urges you to fidget or move or to wipe. Just try to be still, here and now. If you feel any tingling in your toes or your legs, that's okay. We're not going to be here for that much longer. Just means that the blood's kind of trickling down. Maybe your leg falls asleep, that's also okay. Just continue to breathe. Now you can stay here as long as you wish today. Maybe it's another 10 seconds, another minute or 2. It's up to you. But when you're ready, you're going to wiggle your fingers and your toes, your head and your neck. You'll bring the feet into the wall. You'll extend one arm, whatever side you want, and you'll just kind of roll over. And pause for a moment, letting yourself resettle. And then press yourself up to a seat. Spine nice and tall. And today we'll just end with a namaste. So stay as long as you need. See you tomorrow.